Hey friends, my name is Alyssa Barber and I am a graphic designer by trade. I heard that some of you were looking for an artist, so here I am. I'm very happy that I could share this with you. You guys have the best teacher. I want to let you know that Miss Lafayette is amazing, so I'm really glad that she's doing this for y'all each and every year. All right, so I studied graphic design at Hampton University. That is an HBCU, which is a historically Black college or university in Hampton, Virginia. There, I received my Bachelor's of Arts degree in graphic design and my minor in marketing. And later, I went on to receive my Master's of Fine Arts degree from Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. I always knew that I wanted to be an artist. My father could just look at a picture and draw it, and I guess I took that after him. So I see things and I tell myself, I can do that, right? Put my mind to it. I can do whatever I decide to do, and I do it. I had classes in college that were meant to train your eye to kind of recreate things that already existed. So we learned how to manipulate color and how to redraw something or an element that already kind of existed. And then we learn how to make those things our own. Okay. Although I always knew that I wanted to be an artist, I'm really fortunate that my schooling and my degree has allowed for me to work in a number of different things. I not only work in art, but I work in education, I work in humanitarian work. I get to use my art to do a whole lot of different things. Currently, I work in an elementary school with a bunch of amazing little ones like you all. So I hope maybe they'll take after me too. I work as a freelance designer, which means that people bring their ideas to me and I get to help to create them and bring them to life. That can be with paint or on the computer with design. I really get to control my own hours and I choose my clients. Freelance art really allows me to have fun with my art and to do as much of it or as little of it as I like. Because I mean, not every day I wake up and say, I want to do a painting today. And some days I wake up and I say, all I want to do is create all day long. So as a freelance designer, that's up to me. I've had my art in a number of different art shows around the country. So in the states of Georgia, in Virginia, just different places like that. I have sold paintings, I have sold designs. With a graphic design degree, you can also do things like become an art teacher, a logo designer, a web designer, a brand consultant, a social media strategist. I know you guys love social media, right? Instagram, TikTok, all those cool things. You can also be something like a marketing consultant or a museum curator or a photo and video editor. An arts program director, a promotional designer, a director of photography. There are so many things that you can do as an artist or with an art degree or as a freelance designer. Art opens doors, and that's why I really love it. All right. Somebody asked what was my favorite art piece that I've ever created. I guess I have a couple of them. One of my favorite art pieces was a digital print that I made of myself kind of coming out of fire. I used that piece in my senior art show. It was my mother's favorite and she still has it hanging in her house, right in her living room. I used that design in just about all my art shows. It was always one of the pieces I brought with me, I guess because it was my favorite. For me, it was really difficult to make. It required a lot of different steps, a lot of technical design elements. It required me to use Photoshop and Illustrator and, Lightroom. I had to incorporate all these different programs to get it to look how I wanted it to, but it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun to make. I also created a digital drawing of Wolverine in New York City. That was awesome. There are so many different styles of art, and this design proved to me that I could be an animator if I chose to do so. I've worked as an artist assistant and as a photographer as well, but this is Wolverine. I don't know if you guys can even see that. There you go. right? Pretty cool. In college, my classes were pretty tough. I had one teacher who at the time I thought she was so mean, guys. She always picked on me and forced me to do my paintings over and over again. If we were doing design work on the computer, she made me edit and print my designs one by one by one over and over for her to see more of my work than anybody else's. And I thought that was weird at the time. I really thought she hated my work and it annoyed me so much, but it really made me kind of push and power through because I wanted to prove to her that I could do it. I could be an artist, and I wanted to prove to myself, more importantly, that I could do it. You know, I wasn't going to this big name school for nothing. I learned though that she wasn't just wasting my time, she was making me better. She critiqued every little mistake that I made and taught me how to see them myself so that I wouldn't need someone to always look and judge my work. I could say, oh, you know, the alignment is off here, or that doesn't look right. You know, she trains me up to be very meticulous and I guess just to be the best that I could be. And sometimes we have teachers like that and they push us to go further than we imagined that we could. Art classes at my school were also really fun. There weren't a whole lot of art majors, okay? Not a million people at a time go to college to be an artist. You know, you hear that starving artist thing and people can't make money being an artist. It's not true. So our classes were small. Sometimes our classes were at nighttime. I became very close with all of the other art majors because we had a bond. You know, we got to do things that not other students were able to do. So we organized art galleries, we volunteered at the museum on campus, we curated art shows throughout the community, and we created social clubs and held special events throughout Virginia. College was a really, really creative time for me. And I was glad that I had the opportunity to go, because then when I got out of college, you know, it opened so many doors for me and I was ready, I guess, to take on the world. One style of art that I really like is drip painting. I'm a big fan of abstract work. So abstract kind of means things that don't necessarily make sense. There's no right or wrong answer to abstract. It's you see what you see, it makes you feel what you feel, and the person next to you could have a different idea. So a concrete design would be Wolverine. You guys see it, you know it's Wolverine, simple. But this is a piece of abstract art. If I hold it this way, you might see one thing. If I turn it, you might see another, and so on and so forth. This is a type of art called drip painting, and it's actually one of the most fun, in my opinion, because you get to just use a bunch of paint and a blow dryer and you can do whatever you want. It's just fun. All you have to do is fill the canvas. So I hope that some of you are really inspired, and even if you don't decide to be an artist as a career, I hope you find some inspiration and get some creativity and use art as an outlet. Use it as a source to figure out who you are, figure out what you want to do. One thing I really, really love about art is the fact that it requires patience. Art doesn't just happen right away. It takes time, sometimes days, sometimes moments. Art takes time. It requires you to sit and to think and to really focus on what it is that you're trying to do, what you want, what you're trying to gain from a project. I love it. Art allows me to be one within myself, and I think that's really special. Your possibilities are so limitless. You guys can do all the incredible things that you set your mind to. So let Miss Lafayette know if you have any questions for me. It was great being here. I do hope that I get to chat with you guys soon. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for your time. Thanks for having me. Again, my name is Alyssa Barber. You can visit my website at www.creativelybiased.com. Have a great day, scholars.